My name is Tembeka Kaula, and I'm from Durban, in Mbilo. I moved to Johannesburg in 2009. I'm a freelance actress, and I do video editing.
My name is Ignatius Mnisi, second runner-up of Mr. Gay South Africa 2010. I'm from Pretoria, went to school in Yesterdays High, and grew up in the township, and I've been living there for quite some time. I grew up liking tough sports, and for some people it was weird for a gay guy to actually play tough sport.
I went to an all-girls school in a high school, which is where I started dating, and my first encounter in a relationship was with a girl.
Everyone has this perception that a gay man has to be me and you.
Yeah.
And like
more.
And now is being but I mean they have this perception that when I see like this they'll be like, I didn't know he's gay. He doesn't look gay. Which I like that, because that's probably what they all tweeted just now.
Yeah. That's what we need to see more, because we need to create to have more role models. We need to give the young ones a choice to choose. Okay, I see myself in Somizi, I see myself in Oluetu, I see myself in Ignatius, I see myself in her. Because also she looks proper. She's a proper girl, made up, beautiful, eloquent, intelligent, smart, sexy. Because people assume that you wake up at age 14 and say, I'm tired of dating girls, I'm gonna date a boy.
When really you really start feeling it then. That's when, for me, that's when you start feeling, because it's puberty.
Yeah.
So there's different feelings all of a sudden. Because
but
you like boys before.
Yeah, but my point is people think you choose to be gay. You wake up one day after your 21st birthday and say,
I've got a job now, I'm not going to stay in the house.
I'm going to choose
so
that.
I'm getting into gay.
But it's not that. You are born. We need to emphasize the fact that you are born either straight, either bisexual, either gay, either lesbian. That is a fact. It's not something that needs to be taken to a laboratory and people investigate and research and do stuff like that. You are born like that.
I got a call from my stepmom asking me to come back home. I was like, when I got home, I found a lot of cars parked outside. And then I thought, who passed on? But subconsciously, I figured that they might be asking me about my sexuality.
There's cars and there's like a lot of people at my house, only to realize that all these people are here and they're here discussing me.
Then that's when they posed the question, are you gay? And I was like, why are you asking me? They were like, no, feel free. We just wanted to know. Somebody told us that you are. I was like, okay.
And then my grandmother's on some, hey, you're a girl, stop dressing like a boy. You must wear skirts and this and this and this. And at that time, you don't backchat your seniors.
I didn't want to tell them because I was scared that I might be disowned, because I was still going to school.
And then my aunt comes, and my aunt is like drunk. She's like, what's wrong with you? Are you scared of dick? What's wrong with you? And I'm like, how do I even respond to this? Because it doesn't even cross my mind,
But at the end of it, it didn't turn out well. I got disowned.
And then months go by without anybody actually approaching it. They probably say it during prayer time. My gran, we'd be praying, simple prayer for food. And she'd be like, and God, please bless our child, make sure that she doesn't, go the wrong way with the devil and stuff like that. And be like, really now?
Luckily, my grandmother was there. She supported me. I had to hustle. I had to drop out of varsity because of my dad couldn't pay for my fees. He stopped actually, and I had to hustle to be where I'm at the moment.
I had a lump, and it's not out of sadness, it's out of anger. Like such things, they really grind my clit.
For them to go out of their way.
Like, who are you? Like, you wake up and you want to tell me who to become, how you want me to live my life. That boy, I am so proud of him. Because also it hits home, because I've had instances where I would be in a situation where I am with someone who really cannot be who they are because of their family, and they don't have the balls or the guts to say, this is who I am, accept me for who I am. And what happened to parents saying, I love you unconditionally? I'm blessed. I am one of the few that are blessed. We never even discussed
That's the same
my
with me.
sexuality.
Mina Futhi, the last time we discussed it was, I think I was 11 years old, and there was a TV show on, and there was Amstel Nokoyo, and they screamed for me, "Wazanga uzobona, uzoba so." That's the last time that it was ever discussed. And then, ever since then, I just didn't feel the need to come out because I was like, well, if they're saying this, then this is how it is. So since then, I've just,
Yeah, with
I
me,
was just, yeah.
the beauty about it is that my parents are a true example of what unconditional love is. And trust me, your parents know from day one that you're either gay, you're either straight. With me, they let me be. Hence, I was at a stage where I was personally confused, not because I was scared of society, which they're going to say, if you're gay, it's wrong. If you're bisexual, it's wrong. I was the one who was confused, and they gave me time. They never set me down and say, what's going on with you? Today you're feminine, tomorrow you play with girls, you know, and put any pressure. So when I had my child, it was, I even knew myself. Definitely one thing for sure, I'm not straight.
Yes.
I could be bisexual, but I am not straight. And when I eventually found myself, I knew I am 150,000% gay, but it was still not discussed.
I mean, I never had those issues at home, but I had them at school. You know, and it was from primary school and high school, and at home, friends outside. I had to hang out with the boys to avoid those little name calling things, because you grow up, I mean, through preschool and primary school and high school, always going to choosing. You know, and you sort of tend to get numb to it, but I tried to avoid it. It got to a point where there was a guy who hit me in high school, who in grade 8, he hit me just because I used to walk past him, and always it was just beranglapa, mangdlula, beranglapa. He'd tell his friends are just sitting there and they're not even bothered, but he would always beranglapa, to a point that I would walk in a different direction when I saw him, and then eventually I bumped him by mistake, and he started a whole fight. He pushed me on the side. There was a thing, like that we all used to sit on. He pushed me onto that, and he wanted to hit me. And my feeling was always, why is it that you have to hit? Why am I shy? Because I'm gay. What did I do? Angishelanga, angibhekanga, angikufuni futhi. You know, I've never given you any reason for you. It's just the fact that I'm maybe behaving a certain way, that you're treating me like this. So it always made me feel like I need to keep it in. That was always my fear, you know. And from that also, I was always scared everywhere else, because it's just you feel like you can be open, but you're scared.
Were you scared because you couldn't fight, or were you scared because you were just being a sissy?
No, I was scared because I couldn't fight.
You
How are you going to fight a guy who's this big?
You can't even
I can fight now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Coming up after the break.
When we march, we think of all those people that were raped and murdered. When we march, we think of all the gays that died of HIV and AIDS and they couldn't get help because they were gay. When we march, then we get to a point where we celebrate. But what we're showing in the streets, we're showing, these people are a joke.
My first year in Johannesburg, I was mugged. And when I called home, I was like, hey mom, I was mugged, what, I'm bleeding, I'm going to the hospital, and this and this and this. She immediately, even not even my mom only, like my classmates, the people that I went to Wits, they were just like, it's hate crimes. Everybody just thought of that because I'm lesbian, whatever happens to me, it's because I'm lesbian. I was so baffled by that. I was like, really? And my mom was like, I think you should stop wearing pants. Because, I mean, to me, when I connected the dots, I felt like, okay, so I was mugged because I'm wearing pants, because I'm lesbian, because I you know, I'm not wearing a skirt, that's why. But I mean, imagine if I was wearing a skirt, what could have happened to me other than just being mugged?
It always it's the same with the xenophobic attacks.
Yeah.
It's looting. It's just
Exactly.
criminals acting.
We're on the same
And
page.
they called it xenophobia.
Yeah.
That's what's happening with her.
Yeah.
It's just you can't get mugged.
Corrective rape exists, but it's like you say, it's mostly criminals who find an opportunity to do things that will be overshadowed by the fact that the person that they're doing it to
Is lesbian.
is lesbian. Same with xenophobia. It's the person that I'm doing it to. There's a difference. If I had to go loot at a spaza shop of Mama Zibugo, that's direct crime. It's obvious it's crime. But if I go loot at a guy from Ethiopia, it's going to be overshadowed by, no, it's xenophobic
Xenophobia. They're
attack.
taking our jobs. Government must do something about
how
this.
would a one spaza take jobs of 80,000
Yes,
people?
yes.
But if a lesbian is raped, or a gay guy is raped, even the society covers
Yes,
it up because
all
they are homophobic themselves.
They're all homophobic,
They're
so they know these
you
people are gonna
deserve
stand
it."
behind
yeah.
me.
We could easily go
We could
that
we
route.
could easily
say
go. We
an
could go
eye-
for mob justice.
Exactly, an eye for an eye. Let there be war. If we lose that war, we would have lost it, having made a statement and say, "Fuck you all. We are human. We can stand for ourselves. We have blood just like you. We have hearts and feelings just like you guys, but we choose not to." And people think just because we don't choose that route, we're scared.
We're scared, and we're not scared.
Being the way I am, I'm very masculine, and people used to stereotype that if a person is gay, it has to be very feminine. And I didn't abide to that because I didn't want to be in a dress. I wasn't flamboyant. I didn't want to play with feathers or whatever. But being gay, it's a broad spectrum. Like there's different types of gay guys. You get your effeminate guys. You get your butch guys who actually a bit looks like me. I didn't get discriminated by the people I was around with, but instead I got discriminated by by some gay people. It's called internalized homophobia. And what they did is they saw me weird, that you're trying to be a boy, you're trying to look straight, you're trying to be macho. I was like, no, I don't feel like being a girl. The only difference is my sexuality.
Yo, where's the song?
Internalized.
Where's the soul?
And I've never heard of that word.
Yeah.
Internalized homophobia. Wow. And it's so true. It is so true. Like we tend to become homophobic amongst ourselves.
Yes.
Like
I'm guilty of it.
Yes, no, but also there are
guilty
people
of it.
who are guilty of doing it to you. Like
Yes.
there are guys who like don't hang around nabosomizi nabo banbani.
But
It's gonna be obvious.
But
that
gay
you're
kakhulu,
Or-
obvious.
Yeah, I've said it before. Like there are gays that are at a certain rank that I'm going. Laba ngahambi nabo. They drink in. You know, we've all been guilty. But again, Oletu, it goes back to even society.
Yeah,
it's classist and something phobic. With him, like I can understand, there are guys that when we grew up, we believed, Uti, even with relationships, me and you, according to the gay society, we cannot have a relationship.
We cannot have a relationship.
In our
It's
head,
it's emotional.
it's
and
sexual. We
it's
think
sexual
sexual.
also.
It has to be a bottom and a top in our head. And a
Yes.
bottom needs to look like me, and a top needs to look like Ignatius. So me and Ignatius in the gay world are a perfect couple.
Perfect couple.
But if I had to date always to, yo, taboo.
kunganyiwa.
Lesbians.
Kungaba history.
Yeah.
Bakabhala ngathi singatrenda.
They are
But see, these lesbians.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you
This is-
still get also those people who date each other who are manly,
Yes,
that date each
macho,
other,
eh.
and they're against us.
And Tina, we hate them as well. Like, sis, how could they date each other? They're too macho. Yeah, like,
Omunye alethe ngapha, omunye alethe
These guys
ngapha.
are selfish.
Ngoba bahle boyi-two, sebafuna. So it happens between all of us.
we're fortunate that we're in an industry where it's easily accepted, or we don't have
Yeah.
that much of
It's
a
part
challenge.
of it. We make part of it. Masingekho akumnandanga.
Exactly. So it's easier for us to really relax and
Yeah.
become who we are. Even though there's other people in the industry that really find it difficult to come out, like actors.
Yes.
For instance, it's difficult for an actor to come out.
Kills
because
the
the
fantasy.
minute I was really comfortable with who I am, I started not getting roles, straight roles. And that's why today I refuse to do gay roles, you know, like it will have to be a good production, like Aye, for instance. They have to convince me and show me what they've done, and like, oh, okay.
Have you ever been in a situation where you walk in somewhere and then someone greets you before you greet them, just so you know, Guti, Lana, asenzi so. Where you walk in, and I've been in a situation where I walked into, I went to hire a car, and then I knew this guy. It's Pilanai, it's Javanai,
you know what you're saying.
And then immediately when I walked in, he greeted me. He was like, "Good afternoon, sir."
Yeah.
That was just a way of saying before
Don't.
Utichoni.
Yes.
I just said sir.
These people are the reason why we go through such hell, and we're still fighting till today, because they need to also break the stereotype that all gay people are makeup artists, are hairstylists, are dancers. We need to have soccer players. Come on! There's soccer players that are gay. There's rugby players. This guy, I still say again, he's my hero. This guy is my hero. What's his name? Ignatius is my hero because he broke the stereotype. I'm telling you, 10% of the people that are homophobic are going to change their minds watching just this guy. Yes. With us, the topic obvious. Oh, gays. Gays, you know. But
I think it is a paradigm shift that needs to happen, because
those are the guys that need to.
They need to come out.
To cut you all. They need to. Those are the guys that need to say, before I'm gay, I am smart, I'm intelligent, I'm driven, I'm successful. Hence, with me, I know that I inspire people across the board, because I've made it from day one that I am, before my sexuality is like me being black. Let's move on. BEE, GEE aside.
Yes.
Talent. Do you have talent? Yes, I have talent.
But that's what it is. Those things, I think those things are very important to me.
Okay, let's talk about the flip side of such things.
Yes.
Can you imagine the biggest Julius Malema of the gays having never attended a Pride? I have an issue. The issue with Pride for me, one, is I don't see it speaking to all gay people across the board. We need to be number one. Two, we sometimes turn it into a mimicky cartoon extravaganza, where the message doesn't come across. The Pride is about, I am proud of who I am. This is who I am. March, walk. Of course, we need to celebrate who we are, but we need to find a place where we're saying, when we march, we think of all those people that were raped and murdered. When we march, we think of all the gays that died of HIV and AIDS and they couldn't get help because they were gay. We think of those people that wanted to donate blood at some thingies and they couldn't donate blood because they were homosexual. We think of those people that lost their jobs because they were gay. We think of those people that were marginalized, were criticized, were this and that. When we march, then we get to a point where we celebrate. But what we're showing in the streets, we're showing, these people are a joke.
But I think that's another side of it. But I think for me, it's very important because we need to be there. We need to walk through the streets with everyone. They need to see us. Well, when people come to me and they say, I see you wherever and I like what you're doing, and it helps me also because and it helps them to accept that, because that's what happened for me with you, seeing you on TV. That is seeing you on TV, seeing Amstel, seeing Ukoyo, those people, that's what helped me be comfortable with myself and be happy and make everyone else comfortable, because they didn't have that. In your time, you didn't have, when you were younger, you didn't have those kinds of people on TV. But that's the same thing with Gay Pride. For me, it's that being there for myself, it's helping other people. There's people who are scared to come to Gay Pride, in secret, because but me being there, and if it's seen on a TV show that comes and covers it, it's important for me because it's about the pride, and they're seeing that, okay, Olet is proud, he's walking in the march with me. So we are the same. We've gone through this, and we believe in the same things. I think that's the important part.
Coming up on I Am.
Don't confuse your parents. Don't try to explicitly hide it by getting a girlfriend.
If I would give advice to any youngsters sitting at home watching this program regarding the experience that I have, I'd say you have your teachers at school. Unfortunately, I didn't have anybody to talk to at school. You have teachers at school. The teachers now, they know they are open to anything.
Knowledge is power within any spectrum. You need to teach yourself the things. You need to go out there and find out information. If you feel like you go to your church and they're not accepting of you, you find another church.
You shouldn't come out during an argument. You shouldn't come out when you had a fight with your sister.
You have sponsors at schools and in clinics, everywhere. There are people who are there for you, who are going to be able to help you deal with any situation. Just don't be afraid. Don't think that you're alone. There's always somebody out there who's willing to help you.
Talk to somebody close about your sexuality.
Good advice. Good for both of them.
I would just add, don't confuse your parents. Don't try to explicitly hide it by getting a girlfriend, by getting a boyfriend. Or if you have to wait until the right time to come out, do what you do when you're doing it with whoever that you're doing it with, and not expose it to your parents until such time that you are ready. You are going out with girls, you are known as this guy who's just always dated girls, and then suddenly ubuya nosipho endlini. And that, I think that just adds to the confusion above all else.
I also think, I like what you say, with live your truth from day one, even if you don't have to come out to your parents, but they would have had an idea of some sort until they ask you maybe. But if you still feel that you're not ready to answer them, keep it to yourself until you're ready. Because that also eliminates you being, your parents walking in on you. It eliminates that shock and embarrassment and an embarrassment. And then again, sometimes I also believe that the sooner you do it, even if you tell an aunt, or you must have that one person that you get along with in your family, that you can share almost everything. Even if you have an aunt or an uncle that you can say, this is what I want to do, and this is what I would like to do. Help me, how do I do it? The sooner you do it, the better again, because one day, what happens in the dark always comes out in the light. It's gonna come out in an embarrassing way. And these days, with the technology,
now there's pictures,
there's videos, there's
so much happens.
Newspapers,
and they go viral.
It goes viral. So that when that ish happens, you have your support of the family, and you know my family is going to support me. So I honestly believe personally that the sooner you do it, the better. But find a way.
And
don't
also,
just boom.
And also, I just believe being in spaces where you are with other people that are gay too.
And
it helps you get comfortable. Because when I was in high school, I was on Mix 33. I was on all these chat rooms. But you'd be in a chat room with other gay people, 25 other gay people in one chat room. And you'd all have conversations. It would be normal conversations about Beyonce and great things. But there were people who were there who weren't openly gay or not living fully the way they want to do. But you're in a space where you can be comfortable. And I think once that helps you internally to be able to speak to people, that just join a chat room if you have to and just go in there and speak to people. There's so many ways. You can go on Facebook and talk to other people in your inbox. Don't meet them. They might be dangerous, but just to talk to them, just talking helps you.
I am strong. I am a son. I am a friend.
I am a Zulu Catholic lesbian.
I love sports and I'm gay.
I am a beautiful homosexual.
Next week on I Am.
People need to stand up.
Thank you.
Like if you see someone being
getting
bullied,
cyberbullied,
and you don't like it, why are you being quiet?
Thank you. So if you're gonna come and throw crap, I'm gonna throw it, pick it up with my own hands and throw it in your face.
I'd like to give a message of hope, of encouragement to all gay, lesbian, transgender people in Africa. I believe that everything happens for a reason, to strengthen us as a people, as homosexuals, and never lose who you are. Stay true to who you are, even if it comes at a price. One day we shall all be free. And you must know that you are in our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts.